Sup? So, in this video, I'm pretty much going to be talking more about hair, my dreads. Now, I can't take all the credit about my dreadlocks. I mean, pretty much that credential goes to my sister. She the one that helped me with this. She the one that helped started this. Like I said, for those of you that don't know about how, I don't want to say journey, but how this came to be, see, this is actually my second round of having dreadlocks. Yes, my second round. But it's my first time having it this long or even grown it for the many years I've grown it for. You see, the first time I tried dreadlock, well, here's the thing about me. I've always liked changing up my hairstyle. I think it's fun because the reason for that is because back when I was a little kid, my hairstyle was always dictated by, you know, my mom or, any adult, that comes with me to the barbershop. And it's not like I would be like, oh no, I don't want it. It's just I didn't care. It's just like, it's hair. Sure, whatever. And it was always based on how they see it, what would look good or whatever. As I started getting more into my teenage years, I tried to I found my style being more like having my hair short or just, even if I was to grow my hair out, it's not going to be like a full on afro, but it's going to be like, a small one. When I say mini afro, it's a lot bigger than the small, but it's kind of like, you guys get the picture. You guys the picture. Or my patented look would always be the bald fade. That's my hairstyle, bald fade. And of course, facial hairs. If I'm in the mood to, sometimes I'll have like a goatee, or sometimes I do different styling with my facial hair. Recently, I find myself shaving all of it off to make it more convenient. I'm one of those guys that cannot grow a full on beard. I mean, I can grow like long facial hair, but it doesn't come out like full. You know what I mean? So, yeah. However, back to the dreads. I've always had many different hairstyles. Like, I've had afros, I've done bald, I've done mohawks. Like I said, I like playing around with my hair. It's something that it's mine that I naturally grow, and I can do whatever. It's like, and yes, there are times when I had surprisingly woken up to different hairs styles or presumed styles thanks to my sister. You see, like for example, we all know about the finger wave or the wave in your hair. My sister wanted to hook me up. Problem was, I was sleeping. So it wasn't like I consented to it. She just figured, well, I'm his older sister. I can do what I want. This is my brother. I'm going to do it. So she put Dukes, it was a hair product called Dukes, into my hair. Then I woke up because I felt this weird burning sensation. It woke me up and I'm like, what the? And I immediately ran in the bathroom. I see all this foam and I'm like, what? And then I started, all it took, I turned on the water and I just went, shh, and I thought my hair was gone. Because at that time, my hair was growing out. It was kind of nappy ish, but it wasn't like full on napped. I just haven't brushed or combed my hair. I was sleeping. So it was a little bit nappy, but it wasn't extremely like bad or terrible. No, I could, handle it. And when I went like this, and this is before I even ever experienced what bald felt like, I thought I was bald. And I was freaking out a little bit, but then I looked in the mirror and it was like, wait, I still have hair, but it's flat. Like completely just. And I'm not going to lie, I did rock it with it for a little bit and I did let it grow. And the thing was, for that one, my hair still grew like it naturally does. It's like you wouldn't even known I've had Dukes or like favorite finger wave products or anything in my hair. It just grew out naturally. Like if I had like a little mini afro, there it is. I could do all that stuff. But the moment water touches it, it's flat. When I say flat, it looks like I permed my hair. Like I'm becoming a grade A pimp. I had relatives, female relatives, that were so jealous about how straight my hair, straight and flat and black my hair was because of that product. It was like, what the hell, you know what I mean? And for me, my mentality was like, oh, okay, like it didn't bother me, you know, it's like whatever. And then eventually, you know, it got to the point where my mom was like, okay, look, yeah, I cut that shit off. And I was like, sure, whatever, you know, it was just hair. Like it wasn't that bothersome to me because, like I said, it can still grow like naturally, like you wouldn't even notice until I like, you know, if I would take a shower, it was like as if I had like good Chinese hair. Let me put it that way. So, and I'm not trying to sound racist or anything like that. It's just a description to help fit your imagination. So, of course, you know, once you cut it off, that's when it's like you lose. Well, you do. You lose the products and all that stuff, and it doesn't do that no more. Now, as I already mentioned, I used to do bald. For those of you that are worried about going bald, I don't see the issue. And here's why. When I first did the bald look, and I mean extreme bald, like just all skin, you know what I discovered? Did you know your scalp can breathe? Like you feel that shit breathe. It's not like, you know, like you know, just like no, you feel it go, like you feel it breathing. And it kind of cool, especially when you go outside and it say it's like a little bit of coldness in the air. That shit feels good. So especially when you freshly cut off all your hair, like freshly bald. Like I don't mean like, oh, you have like little stubble hair or you're just growing little something hair or, you know, like military, you know, no. I mean straight skin bald. It is wow. Like for me, I thought it was cool, you know. And from what I was complimented on, I had a good shape of a head for it. So sure. But the way I look at it is, hey, if you can rock it, then rock it. Even if you feel like you genetically is forced to be involved, rock it anyway because it still can be a good look. Now, there are people out there whose head shape is different and maybe funny, but still, I don't, like I said, I don't see what the issue is about the whole bald thing. I mean, there are people out there that's like, oh, I gotta get hair transplant for what? Or, you know, that people that just, I mean, there are some people that can rock, you know, the bald scalp with long hair on the sides and the back. I mean, we all seen Hulk Hogan. Okay, that's fine. That's doable. There's guys out there that can do it. I know a couple people I can pretty much say that, yeah, they're bald, but they can rock a long hair at the same time. And it's like, cool. That's your look. That's your thing. Cool. I don't see anything wrong with it. But yeah, I don't want to go on too much of a long tangent. But yeah, I rocked the bald hairstyle before. I've done that. I want to say maybe after the first time, two or three more times after, because it is, to me, it was like, wow, this is refreshing, especially when you really feel your scalp breathing. Amazing feeling. I've done mohawk, I already mentioned. I did that as a joke. I was pretty much cutting my hair anyway, you know, because I used to always go to the barber shop, and one of them, you know, sadly passed. And then I went to a different barber shop, and I found me a barber. We were cool, and then, so you know, he ended up leaving because situations, and I don't want to blow up his spot because I don't know if he watches this, but I'm just gonna say situation happened. I wasn't involved. I wasn't there. This is what I found out from the aftermath. Situation happened, and he moved to a whole different city, and but he still was giving out his business cards to his customers. I'm being one of them to make appointments to his shop when he's in a different state and city. Makes sense? No. But, hey, so then I end up going to another barbershop, and this barber was really cool, very good. And next thing you know, after this one bad experience, when I was desperate for a haircut, like I needed one badly, so I decided, and this is actually my fault, I went to Supercuts. Go on. Yeah, I know. My stupid ass went to stupid Supercuts. I get it. I know. Yeah, yeah. Lay it on me. I know. So I went to Supercuts. Major mistake was I've seen all the evidence that says no, don't go in, because the ladies in there, they were very professional. They were very nice. But I can tell you right now, they wasn't expecting to go into their business facility. And when I said, "Hey, do anybody know how to do a ball fade?" Because, like I said, that was my go-to hairstyle at the time. Well, I was somewhat lied to, because they were like, a ball fade? And that should have been a dead giveaway that nobody knew what that was. And I was like, you know what? Cool, that's all right. I'm going to head out. But they were like, no, 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 we could do it. And I was like, okay, what number is that? And I was like, what? As soon as I heard the one girl said, what number is that? That was another flag that said, dude, get out. But again, as soon as I was just like, what? She goes, another lady was like, no, 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 it's okay. We already got the numbers and everything. Just have a seat. We'll get everything prepped for you. And I said, oh, okay. Maybe this one girl know what a ball fade is. Cool. Then she gave me a magazine. And I'm thinking, oh, she's giving me a magazine to read. And all I see were a bunch of white dudes modeling clothes. And I'm like, I don't read this shit. But the girl was like, oh, no, 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 no. I want you to pick out the hairstyle. And I was like, but I told you bald fade. She was like, oh, I know. Basically, what she was doing, because she didn't want to admit she didn't know what bald fade was for me to point it out from the pictures of a whole bunch of white model dudes wearing different suits and clothing with different hairstyles, and none of them were bald fade. I should have got out. So I was just like, I should make an appointment. Let me make one and leave. I was just saying whatever to just get out at this point. But it was too late. The other girl was like, no, I got you. Come right over here. And I was like, okay. She cut my hair, fucked my shit up. And I looked in the mirror and I was just like, yeah, I can't come here. But, I paid what I paid and I left, and I was never back there again. So ever since then, I ended up buying my own clippers. Now, my first go around with the clippers, learning experience. But then as you keep doing it, you gradually learn more about your hair, about your scalp, about your grain, like, how to go with the grain, how to go against grain, the numbers and all that stuff. So I pretty much trained myself on how to cut my own hair. I knew how to do like buzz cut, ball fade, all that stuff on my own, which was cool. Doing that thing on your own saves you a lot more money from just going to the barbershop. I only go to the barbershop now if there's like a special event happening, like a wedding or whatever, because they are more professional. Me, I'm just like self-trained. More professionals sometimes beat the shit out of self-trained, but sometimes self-trained is better than the professional. But you know what I mean. For a special event, I'll pay. Now, as I was saying, I'm cutting my hair, and I was doing this mohawk as a joke to pull on my mom and my sister. And when they came to the house, I had the mohawk on. I knew I was gonna get ribbed on. I knew there was gonna be some laughs or anything, but that's what I wanted. It was supposed to be a prank. It was supposed to be like a joke. I did it. They laughed. It was entertaining. And when I went to go cut it off, they were like, "No, actually, as funny as it is, you actually look good with a mohawk on. And I was like, okay, now I know you ribbing me, and like for real, for real. And they were like, no, 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 they were being dead serious. They wanted me just all I have to do is just do a couple of trims, shape up, and I will look great. And I was like, okay, because they are complimenting me and pretty much stroking my ego. I was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna do that. So that's exactly what I did. I shaped it up. Well, I had my sister help because, I can't see the back of my head, but I wanted to make sure it's like, everything's even from top to the back. And I did that, and then I just a little bit of combing, but mostly brushing action, and I had just a well defined mohawk. And I was like, all right, I'm rocking this. I went to work with that on. Everybody at my job were not ready. Well, my job at the time, they were not ready. So the reaction, great. The complimentaries, great. But the reactions were still great. Even my district manager, who showed up that later on that day, took one look. He thought I was a customer because he only saw me from the back. And then when I walked into the employee back room, he was ready to be like, "Oh, what the? Wait a minute." And then he was just like, his reaction was like, "Wow." You know what's funny? My son, they are starting to do the mohawk thing too. I didn't know it was like a trend. And I was like, it's not a trend. I just decided to just rock with it. He was like, oh, well, to be honest, you look good with it. So again, I rocked it out. I even went to church because my mom wanted me to come with her to church one day, and everybody in that whole church were laughing. They were calling me Mr. T, even though Mr. T don't technically have a mohawk, but you guys get the picture. But other than that, yeah, the mohawk thing. I mean, you guys probably seen a video or two on this channel with me with a mohawk, and yeah, it was cool, great. But again, um, once it got to the point of me deciding to have dreadlocks, my first go around, I just one day was like, you know what? I've been really checking out dread. I don't know why. I just been all of a sudden been thinking about really hard about having dreadlock. And I told my sister, and I did not dye my hair at that time like I did this time. It was just all straight black and whatever. And she helped me, and I was rocking it. I want to say about 2 months, 2.5 months, maybe three. I can honestly say now, looking at my past self compared to how everything is now, I was not ready. And the reason why I say I was not ready because I did not have the right products or equipment to pretty much prolong the growth of my dreads, my first round of my dreads, because I had a do rag, but my do rag was old and it ripped after a couple use. And then after that, I was like, okay, I should just go and buy a new do rag. But the problem was the close by hair store that sell do rags were out of do rags, and I was like, screw it, I'll just try something else. And then at the same time, it was like a lot of things were happening, with work and personal life and everything. It was like I could not keep up a proper timing lifestyle to take care of my dreads. So one day it just looked kind of shitty, and my scalp was all constantly, becoming a problem, like bothersome, like it'll be hot, be itchy or whatever. And I took care of myself. I was clean, but it was just I was not ready. And finally, I was just like, I can't deal with this no more. So I cut the whole shit thing off by myself because, like I said, I had my own clippers. I just cut everything off. My sister was upset because, like I said, it was only like 2 months, maybe three, and they were still. It didn't look like it was like progressing or looking great. It was just looking, more crappier and crappier. So did that, but as the years progressed, then I got smarter. I now had more of a perfect time balance. Now I have, like I already shown in the channel right here, different products that I use to keep this maintained. What I did though was I grew a mini afro, then I decided to dye it, and then I was like, you know what? I made it this far in terms of the length of the afro. Let me just turn it into dress. And I asked my sister, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna do it again this time, but I'm not. If you cut this off, I'm not helping you with this anymore. And I was like, cool. And as you see, I stayed with it. Now, I understand there are a lot of things out there, a lot of products, a lot of people telling people, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta use this, you gotta use that, you gotta consume this, you gotta consume that. Here's what I'm gonna say from my own experience. Everybody is different. What I mean by that, I have a friend who has a monstrous beard. Like he looked like he's a lumberjack, like he worked with woods, but he in his mindset do not care or buy or go out his way for beard oil. His routine, because he told me one day, all he do is when he take a shower, he wash his face, he washes hair and beard with the same shampoo and conditioner. He do it all at once. When he get out the shower, clean, dry himself off, and all he do is use lotion. He just lotion his face. He'll lotion his beard. I mean, he used like different products for his hair, yeah, but when it comes to his mustache and beard, that's it. He just and I was like, oh, well, why? What you thought of beard oil? He's like, I don't care for that. He look at those products as products to waste money on, wasteful products. That's why he's not into that. And I was like, yeah, but they're oil. They're supposed to help to smell like good, make your shit smell good. Your wife, would probably like it. He's like, my wife don't have a beard. I do. She still kissed me. All I have to do is move my mustache, but she still kisses me. So I don't have a problem with it. And, I work all the time. Why I want to constantly smell my beard? That was his mindset. So again, everybody is different. With that, what I'm trying to say is what worked for other people or what their mindset for a certain product. Because let's face it, when it comes to dreadlock, there's a plethora of shit out there that could be very convoluted and confusing. Like people will say, "Oh, take biotin pill." I've never took any of that. You want to know why? I eat food. That's why. Do I see anything negative about taking biotin pills? No. Do I have a problem with people taking it? Not at all. Do I see it's beneficial for people? Yeah, I can see there's benefit because it focuses on your nails and your hair, because that's what it does. It helps focus on that. But if you take multivitamins, they already got biotins in there. But the problem is with multivitamins is based on how your body genetics is, your body might digest some of the pill, but not all of it. There's never going to be a pill where your body will completely digest the whole thing. You might piss it out, you might shit it out. It's like that's just how it is. Your body, everybody's body's different. It will absorb the nutrients and stuff that it feels the need that it needs, and it will reject the one that is like, out you go. But like I said, I don't take biotin pills because one, my hair grows fast anyway. That's all genetics. That's thanks to my mom and her family trees and stuff like that. Everybody in my family has really good hair. My 8-month-year-old niece. Hey, silly girl, by the way. Hi, silly girl. My 8-month-old niece has a lot of hair. And I'm telling you, by the time she maybe 5, she'll have that joint, like, a little bit beyond shoulder length. That's my guess. Like, and the hair, she's a baby, 8-month old. But still, a lot of hair. And that's just me giving an example. My hair grows fast naturally. So, do I need biotin? In my opinion, not really. I mean, yeah, I can see myself take it and it'll make this grow faster and faster as it already is. But at the pace my hair grows naturally, I don't really need it. But I still gain it from eating food. It's all about, and plus, like I said, there's a lot of products out there. There are people out there to be like, oh, hey, what do you use? Or, hey, I'm trying this. What do you think? And that's the thing. Nobody, there's not one single person out there that can say, "Oh, I've tried everything." Cause truth be told, you probably tried like maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 products, and pick which one you liked. Cause there's like hundreds, maybe thousands of products for dreadlocks, and I like, let's be for real. Did you really try all of them? So just find what worked for you. This is where you got to study about your body, about who you are. I already know about my scalp. When I first tried doing dreadlocks the first round, I ain't know jack shit. I didn't know, what I know now compared to what I did back then. Like I said, I wasn't ready. And plus, I didn't really understand or know about my scalp, about, having the proper timing to take care. And especially at my life back then, how it was, with the stress and everything like that, it really took effect on, how I view things and see things with my dread, my first round dread, to the point where it's like I just cut it off because it was like I didn't have the time or the proper care to, take care of my. Well, I wasn't in that right mental state to really take care and watch over my dreads as I do now. So, but like I said, be careful because I don't want you wasting money on products that is really just a waste of money. It's a waste of product. But at the same time, you gotta do research about yourself and also see what is good for you. Try something. There could be something a loctician, a professional loctician could be like, oh, don't use this because blah 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 blah. But you dabbled in it and you found out, well, I understand she probably had negative experience on that, but at the same time, it seemed to be working on me. Like, let's see. I'm gonna grab this over here. This Jamaican mango and lime. No more grow spray. I don't use this as much because I've been taking real good care of my scalp, and it's like there will be maybe like way back in the beginning, I was like learning how my scalp operates and how it works and how it it reacts to me having dread. Because like I said, this is my second go around, and look how long it is. When I first started doing that, my head would just be like, you know what I mean? So that's when I was like, okay, I tried 2 different anti-itch products, and I favored that one because it felt good. I felt like it stopped the itching longer, and in terms of pace. But I barely use it now because I now know how to take care of my scalp as well as taking care of my dreads to the point where it's like I don't really need it. But I will dab in it, like do a little shot here and there, but I don't go shh like I used to. It's more like shh, okay, you know what I mean? And it's not like I need it. Like I can literally go without it now because of what I've learned and gained about myself. I know this video may seem to be long, but I'm just talking. And again, the whole credential goes to my sister because I'm glad she went to school about hair and she actually has experience with dealing with dreadlocks. And I feel like it's also a good moment where we bond together because with my work schedules and all that stuff in my personal life, it's like I don't get to see her as much or talk with her as much. So whenever we get together and she do my retwist, it's like a brother and sister bonding. We just having fun chilling. And that's another thing. I don't care if you're a dude or a woman. I don't care what hairstyle you even have. When you get your hair braided or retwisted or anything, like different styles in your hair, I don't know what it is. I fall asleep when she retwists my hair. I don't know if it's just the tightness of the hair or where it feels. When you first start doing it, it hurts like a bitch. It hurts. But after a while, it just gradually start feeling so good where you just fall asleep. And that's the thing. A lot of people gotta be careful with because they need your head to be upright. But when you're like, and they gotta move, and you're just like, like you're just out. or it's like, so don't be mad at whoever taking care of your joint. Just make sure that, hey, you fell asleep. They got to work what they can. Or they'll wake you up or whatever. Like, hey, I need you to keep your head up or whatever. My sister, she just let me sleep because she already know the routines and everything and the different style. So, yeah, it just, it feels good. But other than that, if you got any questions or concerns, but like I said, do your research on product. Now you sort of know my story with my dreadlock currently, and it is 30 minutes. Wow! If you lasted this long to hear me talk, hopefully the topic was very interesting. Because if not, you really got nothing else to do you? All right then. Later.